Shalom.
Shalom.
We're the Buzz from the GMS Atlanta Church, coming at you with another lesson. But first and foremost, we want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem, Rakak Wadash. Double honors to our apostles, our elders, the great millstone, who lead, teach, and rule well. Love and honors to you, fellow icon, pushing the word and truth, sincerity across the four corners. Like I said, we're just going to come and do another lesson, building off the lesson that we done last week, going into just a nuclear waste thing, so to speak. So we're going to kind of build off of that this week, and Lord willing, edified through the Spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai. So this is an article from the Business Insider from September 21st, and it's entitled, "The U.S. Navy is pouring millions of dollars into this nuclear-powered aircraft carrier it can't figure out how to scrap." Because, you know, us knowing that one of the main blessings that Esau Edom was given, which Esau Edom being the so-called white man, the nation of Edom, was the blessing of the sword. But here we're starting to see, especially when it comes to the American, the U.S., war machine, so to speak, that it's coming to an end. Because this article is going to go into the first nuclear-powered aircraft carrier that was built by America that's decommissioned, but they're paying millions and millions of dollars just to have it around because they can't figure out how to scrap the nuclear generator and the rest of the ship. So I'm gonna just read the article and brothers, just kind of building the spirit. So once again, the title of the article is "The U.S. Navy is pouring millions of dollars into this nuclear-powered aircraft carrier it can't figure out how to scrap." All right. The once proud aircraft carrier enterprise is now a financial burden on the Navy. Officials announced Monday that the Navy will fork over an additional $34 million to the Huntington Ingalls Newport News shipyard to keep mothballing the world's first nuclear carrier and prepare its hull for towing elsewhere. And in this particular area on the eastern shore of Virginia, it's a lot of military bases, installments, Air Force bases, Navy bases, and it really it's a part of the American military-industrial complex, because that's one way that Esau Edom keeps high levels of money and finances circulating amongst themselves is through their war machine. All right, but it's getting to the point that it's becoming no longer financially feasible. Anybody say your precepts?
This is Malachi chapter 1 verse 4. "Whereas Edom said, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus said the Lord of hosts, they should build, but I will throw down." And that's going into these nuclear plants having leakage. And the outbreak of the leakage is causing radiation and chemical damage. It is a biohazard to citizens of the United States, to people. You can't even come in contact with it. Just as
Hiroshima.
Yeah, Hiroshima, 2011, they said that place is still finished with nuclear waste. So the Lord is throwing these America, or Esau's kingdom started with America, he putting them to waste. He throwing them down. And it says, "And they should call them the board of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord had in the nation forever." So the board of wickedness is America, which was named by Edom, Amerigo Vespucci, a navigator from Spain, who was sitting on the conquest to come and search out America.
I got a precept real quick. So Jeremiah 15:23. "How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? How is Babylon becoming desolation among the nations?" Now we know this is future prophecy concerning World War III, but this is already happening, like the article says. America has a lot of outdated military equipment. Meanwhile, Russia, they're ready, man. They've already prepared their people for war. Okay, they have jets that the United States does not have. So this is already in the beginning stage of being fulfilled, because this is ultimately what's going to happen to America, man. It's going to be a desolation among the nations. So it's slowly rising up to the point where America can't take the heat, and they can't compare with these other countries that's ready to go to war with them.
And if I can say too, to build on your point, bro, is a lot of times what the United States would do, they would just take their outdated equipment and just sell it abroad, sell it to other countries, their allies, or move it in the black market to certain proxy fighting forces. But with certain things, you don't even want to put that in anybody else's hand. With a nuclear aircraft carrier, you don't want to put that in someone else's hands. Certain technology, you want it to either you use it or it's destroyed, or that's it, man. You don't want none of your you don't want certain things to go in the hands of your enemies, because it gives them too much strength. That's all I'm gonna say. You got anything else on it?
No, I said that.
You anything else? That's it. Bring it up.
This is Isaiah 14:10. All they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as we? Art thou become like unto us? That's right, and that goes to the United States, Babylon the Great, these other nations look at them like, hey man, have you come weak as we? Because they got nuclear missiles now. They got nuclear capabilities, it's just like America. And most of America's, military things are outdated, man. So hey man, that's how these other countries are looking at them, man. Like, hey, have Babylon become weak as we? And the answer is yes, man.
Okay. So, like I read in the previous paragraph, they said it's going to be an additional $34 million, right? This is on top of this amount. So, continuing on in the article, it says in 2013, the Navy awarded check this out, man. In 2013, the Navy awarded a $745 million contract. $745 million. All right, and that's going to be on top of an additional $34 million, speaking of it now. A $745 million contract to the shipyard to drain the flat top's reactor fuel and prep the warship for permanent deactivation, but it hasn't budged since. So the Navy gave this shipyard $745 million in 2013 to not even fully scrap it, just to drain it of all that nuclear waste and prepare it to be scrapped. That was 5 years ago, and this shit's still there.
Yeah.
And on top of that, they already saying it's going to be at least another $34 million on top of that original $700 million plus.
That's more debt.
That's more debt. And this is only one ship. This is the first nuclear powered aircraft carrier. There's way more other aircraft carriers. That's because the Navy has been squabbling with the Nuclear Regulatory Commission over which one will control the dismantling. By law, Navy reactors in the U.S. in the Navy Department handling all the services nuclear propulsion programs, while the NRC oversees civilian nuclear reactors, material and waste disposal.
That's also going into, America's deception, because they like to say that we look after our people, we're a united nation, but you got nuclear waste going on, man, and that's going to spread it to the people. They like to say that, like I said, they give you this image on television that we're all together, but this government through Esau Edom is out to kill you, man, in various ways. And look at the Native American Indians. Same thing is going on today, man. Biological warfare that's going to this nuclear waste, man. So you can't trust this devil, like it says in Ecclesiastes 12:10, man.
I read so too.
Time.
Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 10.
Yeah.
Thou hast consulted shame to thy house by cutting off many people, and hast sinned against thy soul. With that nuclear plant that the brother explained, he's killing a lot of people with that radiation coming from those nuclear plants. It leak into the water. Now the water has radiation. Over there in California, the wine is radiation filled from a nuclear leakage.
That's right.
So the Most High is destroying this place, man, and these people, man, these proud, passive-ass people.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
You mind if I bring another precept?
Come.
This is Habakkuk, same chapter, Habakkuk 2:6. Shall not always take up a parable against him and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his, how long, And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. Now you go into that word thick clay, I think it's at baget, which means debt. Yeah, H, what is that? H, go down with H5671, a baget, which means debt. All right? All right, it goes into debt, man. The United States is going into thick debt due to the military, man. They got stuff just laying there. It goes into weight of pledges, heavy debts, all right? And that definition of thick clay. So the United States is just heavily in debt, man. I think the United States right now is almost $22 trillion in debt. So they just keep adding up to the tab, adding to the tab, adding to the tab. And then soon enough, all right, because there's deception going on. The Dow Jones is going up. The interest rate is kind of like almost at 1%. It's not in the negatives no more. It's still kind of steady. They're still building houses here in America, but all this debt is accumulating, and that's going to lead to economic collapse in the scripture. That's prophesied in the scriptures.
I'm going to continue more. I'm kind of speed through the article. Since 1990, the Navy's Puget Sound facility in Bremerton, Washington has dismantled and disposed of more than 130 reactors while sending its non-nuclear vessels to industry to break apart and recycle, including ex-carriers at the Constellation and the Ranger. But the government-owned yard is reeling from a glut of vessels. The fleet needs to be repaired now. So a part of the reason why they're paying all this money to just have to sit is because they have vessels that need to be repaired. Like I said, this is a shipyard in Newport News, Virginia. So they're trying to balance building new ships. They're trying to build new stealth carriers and stealth destroyers and all this this things, but at the same time scrap old vessels, but at the same time repair current vessels. So they're trying to do all this, and like Bo's going to too. As far as these other nations. See, these other nations are just now ramping up their building out of their military on a grand scale. You don't really, it's unwise to build a bunch of machinery, to carry out warlike maneuvers and tactics if you're not in a full-fledged war. The best way to do it is just work on certain technologies. Even like the nuclear reactors, like, all right, if you want to do that, don't build a bunch of nuclear reactor ships. Try to understand the technology of nuclear, how to get nuclear energy. And then in the time of war, you ramp it up and you scale it to where now you're producing those ships. But America just been in a constant build, expand, and now they're hitting a logjam in which they're trying to produce new ships, scrap old ones, and then repair the current ones. The infrastructure isn't built out to handle all that, and what's that leading to? Just like the brother I now was going into, is leading to really spending more and more money, because all that takes time, energy, and what? Money.
They just wasting money. I got a piece of it.
Time.
This is Joel chapter 3, verse 10. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say I am strong. And plowshares represent the agriculture, breaking down how the economy, get import goods, such as needed for the people per se. But in this particular article, it talks about America flooding their money into the military segment of the chart, of the diagram, instead of the economic building up the infrastructure and promoting healthier agriculture in his land. And the Lord said he was going to do this in verse 10 because war is about to pop up.
If I add to your point real quick, and even with that, with the American government trying to build an infrastructure now they're trying to do what? They're trying to build an infrastructure at the same time. It's going to just lead to more and more debt. Yeah. They're trying, that's why Esau is the basis of man. Esau does not know how to rule. Esau's trying to just do everything all at once. There's no plan. It's not being done in decency or in order. It's just, Esau just
doing the most.
I can do it, man. But that's that pride that's going to lead to the nation of Edom, Esau, and the so-called white man being taken down in a violent manner, man. Because through that pride, deception, that violence, he's trying to conquer and establish his own kingdom on earth. And likewise, Most High Yahweh Shem Shai, so have to trump his ass And it's a similar fashion, all through the righteousness of the Spirit. What's that? Piece of bring out.
I got one. All right, this is Obadiah 1:3. The pride of thy heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwelleth in the clefts of the rocks, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down? It's like the brother was saying, they're doing all this stuff, they're trying to build up infrastructure, but at the same time, they're in heavy debt over this military equipment. The military equipment is outdated, but this devil still feels in his heart that he's on top. When other Edomite countries like Russia are on top as far as military capability, they have their people prepared. All right. Meanwhile, here in America, people are looking forward to football. All right. The next holiday, which is Halloween, fall TV lineup. Okay, these people are not. The United States government is not preparing their people for war. All right, and that goes into them thinking, according to Psalms 49:11, they think their inward thought is their house shall continue forever. They got this pride going on that, well, we're gonna be here the next 100 years when there's all indicators pointing to this society known as America going down because every civilization, okay, has gone down. You know,
kind of, especially when you mix a fiat currency with a kingdom or civilization, you finish.
Yeah.
Any other precepts?
I got Ecclesiastes.
Bring it up.
This is Ecclesiastes 10:6. Folly is set in great dignity. And that's what's going on. Folly is set in great dignity here, man. Like, these people not prepared. They're these so-called Americans, man. You know, the leaders of this country not preparing the people for war. You know, you look at the Russians, they're preparing their people, man. They got bunkers. Their people are conscious to what's going on. These people here, man, they caught up in great dignity, man. You know, I mean, in great folly, man. You know, and great dignity. You know.
And when I continue,
go ahead. And the rich sit in low place. That's right, man. So, man, ultimately, man, the people here, man, they don't know war is going. You know.
And then don't get it twisted. Esau does have capability. Okay, don't get it twisted. It's not this. He's just totally finished. But he's gonna turn around and use it on you people, man. Okay, you simple as American citizens who think that this government is for you. It's never been for you. It's never been for you low-life, petty Edomites, man. So he's going to use his nuclear capability and his military might that has been blessed with to use it on you people, man. All right, when martial law happens, when Jacob's trouble happens, which is called the Great Tribulation, he's going to use a lot of these devices on you people, man. Okay?
I got a couple more paragraphs. We can wrap up. Continuing on, it says, but the government-owned yard is ruined from a glut of vessels. The fleet needs to be repaired now. If the Big E, which is going to the name of the ship, the Enterprise, gets towed there, officials estimate workers won't start dismantling it until 2034. All right,
we got that long to be here, man.
Yeah, right. But it's 2018, and this article said that if this ship gets towed to this specific shipyard, in which the government's already got a contract with them, that because of the backlog of all the work they have to do with all the things that Esau's trying to accomplish, they won't even start dismantling this ship until 2034, man. And it would take another decade and between $1 billion and $1.5 billion to complete the job. Esau, you're finished, man.
Right. They ain't got long to 2034. They got to do it now, man. But either way it goes, they don't really care.
They don't care.
Yeah.
But even with that, if they really don't have a care about dismantling this ship, they go into their deception as well. Because even with that, they still giving this shipyard $35 million, $734 million. They're moving the money around, so they paying themselves off.
I did hear from a researcher. This dude, he's the author of Cooking of the Humanity. He was like, to do a research within, like, certain diseases of the human brain, or certain researches requires a lot of time, like up to 10 years. So they probably, saying that, hey, we're gonna study the nuclear plant destruction, or what can it do, or how long can we leave this here, so to speak. But then they neglecting the people. You know what I'm saying? Like, they really concerned about this corporation, which is called America, and not the people.
I got a precept.
Come.
All right, I'm bringing that Psalms 49:11. It says Psalms 49:11. Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their names, and that goes into the people, man. All right, these people think that they're gonna be here in 2034. All right, these people, especially our people, because they talk about a pension fund. Man, Esau ain't got no pension for you niggas, man. Okay, you just gonna work until you die. So that government mentality that we're gonna be here in 2034, we're the strongest nation. That translates into you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and you other nations that are here, man, because you don't see the imminent danger that's being posed. When we're reading articles about nuclear waste, okay, don't you see that the end is near? Don't you see that you're at harm for all types of mass death? But that's that witchcraft that America has put on you, according to Isaiah 47. These different sorceries. We're in the fall equinox right now. So Esau's putting a whole bunch of demons out here to get you people to still believe that this is the land of milk and honey, when all indication is pointing towards war, you know?
Once we finish this out, does any of us have any closing precepts to bring them out? Just 2 paragraphs. GAO pointed out that it's important that the Navy figure out how to scrap the Enterprise because the Nimitz-class supercarriers are getting old too. So like I said, this Enterprise is the first nuclear-powered aircraft carrier. But there's more that are coming down the pipeline. So all this money that Esau's spending on just storing this one and then figuring out, having time to actually do what they gotta do to scrap it in a so-called safe manner. Which how do you safely scrap nuclear waste?
That's like an oxymoron.
Well, he gonna throw it in the water.
He
gonna throw it in the water. Man.
I mean, they already messed up the sea anyway. From the Atlantic, Pacific, you know what I'm saying, the Persian Gulf.
There's already trash in the ocean south of Texas, so he's like, fuck it.
Yeah, so the Lord got to nuke this planet. Not all of the land, but he got to nuke the Western Hemisphere and certain parts in the East, South.
This is crazy, man.
Antarctica.
Yeah. Like an example, like who knows what's in this water, man?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Water's supposed to give you this energy, according to research. It's supposed to give you all. It really is a part of your body.
Right.
It's supposed to give you life, but it doesn't. It drains you, get you full. You got belly ache from drinking this shit.
Almost finish this out. It says, commissioned in 1975, the nuclear-powered Nimitz is slated to reach the projected end of its service life around 2025. That's another ship. With the Dwight D. Eisenhower and the Carl Vinton following soon after. So you got this one ship, the first one, the Enterprise, all right? And then you got 3 more coming in the pipeline within the next, 10 years if we still here. So you got Esau spending all this money trying to not even to get to the point of scrapping it, just to store it, to have time to scrap it. Then you got 3 more ships coming down the pipeline, which you know how Esau do it. All these ships, they probably gotten progressively bigger and bigger. Got more nuclear waste, more things to try to figure out. Like it's madness, man. And there's no way that even if which we're not, if you just separate the spiritual aspect of this from just like the carnal cost, financial aspect of it, there's no way that this society can continue.
Yeah, that's true.
So if we look at your closing precepts, finish it out.
This is Revelation chapter 6, verse 8. And I looked and behold a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death. And hell followed with him. That's Esau. Everywhere he go, he initiates or brings forth death to the people, man. And life on the planet, trees, water, everything, every living creature. And power was given unto them over the 4th part of the earth to kill with sword, which I just read in that article, the nuclear, missiles?
Nuclear carrier.
Nuclear carrier, which carries missiles.
Which carry planes and jets and helicopters. They going out and doing all the destruction. Yeah, big boat. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it carries all that weapon of destruction. That's what the Lord gave power to. That's who the Lord gave power to, so like Esau. And he has all these things to kill. to kill with sword and with hunger, GMO foods, malnutrition in our bodies, overseas man-made famines, with death and with the beasts of the earth. That was it.
Okay. I got something?
That's all.
This is 2nd Esdras 9, verse 1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. So we were supposed to be measuring the time diligently. So these damn devils making these plans for 2030 and all this, man. Hey, who said that that's gonna happen, man? Who told you devils, man, that you're gonna have these plans, you know, for that long, man? You know. And
really, going to this precept, measuring time diligently is what we were doing. Because like I said, not even if you just take out of the account the righteousness and fairness that we understand Yahweh Shah contains of all the atrocities that were done on this land mass of the Americas. Like, come on, man. What type of power wouldn't do something to equalize that?
Yeah.
But just separating that, let's just take that out of account for the moment. And measuring the time, the numbers don't add up. Like there's gonna come a point in time that financially, mathematically, this can't continue. So that goes into measuring the time within itself. Because we're measuring the time spiritually within itself, then just measuring the time just carnally in a sense, and like, you know, the carnal aspect of things. It's like, this can't continue for much longer. The world will not allow America to continue on this course because the nation of Edom, Esau Edom, the so-called white man, is really raping the world.
Killing it. It's putting it to death.
But
The earth is waxing old.
And when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told before, Salaki, I'm going to read that again, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made.
And with that, going to the precepts the brothers are bringing out, connecting the wickedness of Esau Edom, and connecting him to being that nation that's going to bring the wickedness upon this earth. All right, the thick clay, which goes into the debt, the ibotnium, I believe is the Hebrew word for that. You know, those are the things that the Most High Yahweh has told us before. Yeah. That we can use that standard being in the scriptures to measure the time diligently, to understand that, hey, let's get right. Well, first of all, let's get right because that's what Yahweh asks and requires of us. Yeah. But let's also get right, understanding that these are the beginning of things that are going to progress to some rough times out here, man. Beginning of sorrows, kind. You know, so yeah, it's time for us. Let's get right, man, because the signs are there. The signs are written, and Yahweh has blessed us through the apostles and elders of great millstone to understand that, hey, man, it's heating up, man. You know, any more than that?
No, that was it.
You got to anything? We'll wrap it up. All right, so with that, Lord willing, you were edified. I want to give all praise and glory once again to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash. Double honors to our apostles, our elders of great millstone, lead, teach, and rule well. Love and honors to you, Aki, pushing the word in true sincerity. Until next time, Shalom.